In the small town of Redwood, strange and horrifying events began to unfold after a mysterious stranger named Morton settled in the local inn. Moon Shadow residents began to disappear one after another, and those who survived claimed to have seen a monstrous shadow lurking in the darkness. From the day Morton arrived in town, people began to vanish. The first to disappear was a young man who worked at the gas station. His last known location was near the Moon Shadow Inn, where Morton was staying. Then the local schoolteacher, who had been frequenting the inn to care for her sick father, went missing. As the days went by, the number of disappearances grew, and fear and panic enveloped the town. Those who managed to survive began to speak of a mysterious shadow watching them from the darkness. They described seeing a massive shadow glide past windows at night, as if an invisible observer were penetrating every corner of the town. Some claimed to have seen a monstrous figure in the dark alleys, emerging from the shadows for just a moment, enough to instill terror. What was most unsettling was that people were vanishing without a trace, leaving behind no evidence or clues. They simply disappeared, as if swallowed by the night. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, the town's mayor sought help from the police in a neighboring city. But despite their efforts, the disappearances continued, and the shadow lurking in the darkness grew more menacing. Morton remained at the inn, but no one could say for certain if he was involved in the strange occurrences. The locals regarded him with suspicion, but no one dared to approach him with questions. One night, when darkness once again engulfed the town, a group of brave souls decided to investigate the Moon Shadow Inn. Armed with flashlights and courage, they stormed into the inn's inner chambers. But they found nothing but emptiness and silence. However, as they stepped outside, they saw him, Morton, standing in the shadow of a tree, his eyes gleaming like fire, his figure seeming like darkness itself, holding their gazes captive. And then, they realized that the source of the shadows and disappearances was much closer than they had thought.